Hello and welcome. I hadn't been planning on doing a vlog this week, but yesterday my husband and I took a Saturday jaunt down to Palatka, Florida to Elsie Bell's Antique Mall. I try to hit Elsie Bell's twice or three times a year. And sometimes it's just a treasure trove, and sometimes not so much. But yesterday, as you can see, excuse me, here I go again. As you can see, I struck it rich. And I was just bursting with the desire to share these goodies with my friends. So, I'm going to start with, naturally, with the books. I picked this Audubon's Guide, Bird Guide, from 1957, primarily because I thought some of you might enjoy having this for the cover, but also this one is a handy-dandy one because the pictures are quite a delight for using in your journals, but then they also have these small colored illustrations, and I know that sometimes we just wish we had just a little bird for a little spot. So here is quite a nice collection of little birds for little spots in our journals. So this was an absolute must-have. The condition is really rather lovely, and it's vintage, and I thought I would have this to share with you. So that was the first one. The next one was this one, Francesca by Molly Elliott Sewell. She might pronounce it Sewell, but I don't think so. The cover is in rather lovely condition. It is an oldie, but I'll show you what it was that made me have to have this book. Look at that. With best wishes to, it looks like Walter S.H. Jones, July 1904, from Ephemera. Ephemera, yes, and look at her handwriting. Isn't that just a delight? So, Francesca. And here, I imagine, is Francesca. This page is still intact. Indianapolis, Brown and Merrill Company Publishers, in copyright 1902. And here we have Francesca. I just could not, oh my, look what I just found. When I was leafing through, I did not find this one. My, oh my, isn't that just lovely? Let's see if there are any more. It was one of those experiences in which I was either getting blue in the lips or weak in the knees, because it was just a little trove of junk journaling goodies yesterday. Last time, not so much. Yesterday, I must have had the call to go down there. Here's another one. He's faced with a, looks like a wild boar. Oh my. So, this one, because of this, I just, well, and the cover is just beautiful. So the block could be so easily removed and used for our purposes. And this one, Mary Rose at Rose Gables, Mary Mabel Wearies. Obviously, not the quality of this book, but the three girls looking out the window, one playing a banjo, one reading a book. Oh my. Grade 7 and 8. Mary Rose at Rose Gables, Benziger Brothers, 1928, to Abigail Aquila, Sweetest of Grandmothers. And here is the story. And the pages are very, very soft and delicious, and not the greatest quality, but they remind me so much of the feel of the paper in my Thurber book that I've been working at for since I've started mixed media. So that one just had to come home because I just love the cover illustration and the title. So here we go with that one. I think next I'll do my small bits of ephemera. I found this sweet tintype, which I thought would be just lovely tucked into a journal. And there again, as often did happen, it is a little bit difficult to tell the sex of that person. Let me come here. It could be a lady or it could be a man. I'm thinking a lady because of the white collar and the yes, it's a lady. I see she's got the ruffles on the arm's eye of the shoulders, and she's got a bib peplum and a silk ribbon on her white collar. So I just had to have that. My husband found this for me. He said, "Oh, look what I found," and yes, an extra pair of eyes. Copyright MCM 19 XL 40 19 VI 1946 Rustcraft cards. And I thought, wow, isn't this delightful? And embossed paper. Wouldn't this be fun to use? I found these two pictures of families of children. And this delightful one, Paint Valley in Ohio, looks very much like a wedding portrait. And I just said, oh, I must have that. So, needless to say, there were many, many more, but I restrained myself. And I noticed this tucked under one of the shelves at the back. And with best wishes of your teacher, 1906. Embossed with the ribbon still intact. Not bad condition. And a Merry Christmas. So, a beautiful Christmas card for teacher. Well, that brought back some memories. So I added that immediately. But the most fun I think that I had yesterday was I was finally, yay, able to find some handmade, lacy, crocheted bits to include in my journaling. I hadn't been able to find them, and every time I saw someone take out their nice piece of crocheted lace, I just I cried a little bit inside, because I said, where am I going to find them at a price that I can afford? Well, Elsie Bell, there it was. And wouldn't these cut out beautifully and work just a treat? This is crocheted, hand crocheted. And isn't it just going to be a treat in a junk journal? And does not need to have anything done to it to change its color. It is quite lovely. So that's that one. And here is another crocheted piece. Here again, a motif right there. to be included in a journal. And this is a rather large piece. And oh wow, you can imagine, I just gave up finding anything like this in Jacksonville that they didn't decide to charge an arm and a leg for. This one is gives me the impression that it might be machine made. However, the colors, buff, maybe a pink coral, and a rather dark maroon violet. Oh wow. And there were two of them. So one of them, of course, will be coming to my Etsy. But even though it might very well be machine made, I thought, look at all the possibilities for using in a journal. So I treated myself to these. And to this big one. There again, my darling husband said, look what's under those pillows, Carol. And Carol just saw the pillows and walked by, and I came back and I dug deeply and I found this one. And these are the pineapple motifs, but aren't they lovely? And wouldn't they look lovely in a journal? And I'm thinking, there's 3, 4, 5, 7 of them. I'm going to keep maybe 2 of them, and I'm going to try coffee dyeing and Rit dyeing some of the others. And that will be fun. These are rather heavy, so they can handle a good dyeing. And these must have been somebody's idea of a placemat, but they're kind of small. However, I thought, wow, these, look at that rose with the leaves. Wouldn't that just be pretty? So, 1, 2, 2 the same. So I will probably, as I said, I will probably share one, and this one. And these are, I look at things now the way Roxy does on her vid, talking about, I always look at it as how I can cut it. So that, for someone who had none of this, now I have these bits, and I am so happy. Well, through the back and around, I found 2 things. Before I share those, I'm going to share this. This is a Santa Bear, directions, silk screened onto this rather lovely fine cotton. And here it is. This is going to be fun to work with for next Christmas. And would you believe, $1. Someone so didn't understand it, but we do. So that was another fun find. And standing in an old wash bucket was these. Someone had taken the time to cut these beautiful, winsome pictures out. Vintage. I think most of these, or a good part of them, are from the 1930s. And I could absolutely no more resist that little Sweetness's face than I could have flown. This is even dated March 1930, 25 cents. Jessie Wilcox. Oh my, a rather famous illustrator of the age. And this one, May 1935. Isn't she just delightful? And on the back, what are we selling? Oh, Kelvinator refrigerators. Wow. Kelvinator refrigerators. Oh my, this is a fancy jobby here with spaces probably that you can keep ice in and keep things chilled. Certainly not a freezer at that time, but a 4-in-1 refrigerator. I'm not going to start reading that. I'll make myself and you crazy. The easiest one, a Bon Ami scouring powder, Fels Naphtha wash soap. And if any of you have ever seen anyone wash on a washboard, you know about Fels Naphtha soap. Isn't she absolutely adorable? Shelling peas. I remember doing that. Oh, Bosco. Goodness, didn't I drink that when I was a kid? Didn't I drink that when I was a kid? It was quite delish, too. June 1928. Jessie Wilcox again. Isn't this just sweet? And Dutch cleanser. Goodness gracious. I've seen used every one of these things. So someone obviously had these probably in a scrapbook, and they've been removed. And here they are in my hands. Jessie Wilcox Smith. Again, I knew she had a last name. It's Jessie Wilcox Smith. But isn't that adorable? And what do we have here? Kraft products. Kraft was starting to make food products. A new method that adds a nutritive value to cheese and creates a new dairy product especially good for children. And this one, again, Jessie Wilcox. There's something about that sweet girl. The Maxwell House coffee. So, needless to say, I picked and only picked the ones that absolutely had faces on it, on scenarios that made me, oh, look at that sweet face. Well, anyhow, so now, on the way out, I ran into something that, oh boy, was just meant, ouch, so meant to be. Some antique French music. The entire package. Now I want you to see the size of this package. Just full to the gills with this music. Some of them one-sided. But many of them, even the backs, are beautiful and would be beautiful on our pages. But look at this one. This one Lakme, opera in 3 acts. It's tender, but it doesn't break yet. However, I will certainly be sure to attach this to another piece of paper. So here we have Lakme. And Mignon and Ambroise Thomas. Oh my goodness. Catalog. Oh my. This one is quite lovely also, with some delicious marking up here. But, and this goes on and on, and needless to say, I almost injured myself clutching this. The Heart That Loves You, soprano and contralto. This one And they're all just in lovely shape. Now this paper is still quite heavy, different quality, different thickness of paper. But here we are with more French music, and obviously not young, and the entire packet. So I shall certainly be sharing. I will probably end up, because of the size of these pieces and the need to, probably have my husband, I'll go to the dollar store and get a carton, and I'll probably have him cut pieces of carton to sandwich it between, so that they don't get ruined and crisped and broken in transit in the mail. And as I said, the mail will probably, for these, will probably be more than the grouping of music pieces that I'm going to be sharing. So you can see that yesterday was absolutely a preponderance of fun purchasing that felt as though I had discovered, not to be believed, the lovely, lovely quality of this very fine, very, very fine cotton. Oh, I'm going to go in right now and tuck that away in my Christmas drawer. And finally, some laces and some to share. If you have enjoyed our visit today, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share with a friend, and I would appreciate you subscribing to my channel. And remember, malls should never be passed up, because sometimes you have a day like this, and sometimes maybe I would have walked out with just this and been happy to have it. But when this happens, oh, it's a good day. So, I'll be seeing you soon. I'm going to be getting back to working on my little bear girl there. Bye-bye.